Welcome to 2021, ladies and gentlemen, and the very first top 10 free-to-play characters in all of Marvel Strike Force for, January of 2021. And we are counting down the list, guys. Which of your favorite characters is on the list this month? That is what we're going to talk about, plus where they are useful and the Iso-8 recommendations for all of these characters. And if you're ready to see who is on the very first list of the year, guys, you know what to do. Find that like button, and let's go smash it!
ValleyFlyin.
Hello and welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin and I hope you're having a great day. I hope you are having a great start to 2021 and I hope you're ready to count down the top 10 characters in Marvel Strike Force for January of 2021. And of course, these are the free-to-play characters. And for this list, at least, free-to-play is defined that they have to have a campaign node or have some sort of node or are available in a store. And that is the definition of farmable. Plus, characters like Wolverine, Hulk, they were added a while ago, but they honestly have not made the list. Now, if this is your first time here, guys, we do this list, we do this breakdown every single month. So make sure you subscribe if you want to get more great Marvel Strike Force content, and hit that notification bell as well, guys, if you want to get notified as soon as a new video is released. Now, before we get to this month's list, gotta go back a little bit and give a big shout out to everybody that watched last month's list for December of 2020 with a T4 Iso-8 recommendations. Yeah, these are some great characters, guys, and I want to thank each and every one of you that gave this video a thumbs up. But let's go jump into who is eligible for this list, and to start with that, we got to start with who is not eligible. And like I said, this list is not just based on how good these characters are, it's also based on usage. So if it's a great character, has a great kit, but for some reason I'm not using that character a lot over the past month, well, they are not going to be on this list. So this list, highly subjective. Your list will probably look very different than mine because usage is a big factor in this list. But all of these characters are not going to be on this list no matter how great they are, because for the definition of this list, they're not farmable. So all of our legendary characters, all great characters, not on this list. Our Dark Dimension characters, not on this list. Our Milestone characters, not on this list. And then a bunch of other characters are also not eligible for this list. Some, like Kitty Pryde, Iceman, Red Guardian, as of me recording this, not even in the game yet. But let's clear this off because this is who is not eligible. And let's talk about who became recently eligible for this list. We got two characters, boom. First, Taskmaster recently became farmable on Doom Chapter 3 Node 9. So that is where you could get some Taskmaster, and he's a pretty good character. Very good kit. Is his usage good enough to justify his place on the list though, guys? That is the question. And also we have Minerva, one of the best characters in the game, in Marvel Strike Force. Excellent for Dark Dimension 2. Is she strong enough? Is she getting so much usage that she makes the list this month? That is what we're gonna have to find out.
Number 10.
All right, and coming in at number 10 this month is our girl X23, falling 4 spots from last month, but still a very, very good character, and is one of the most, if not the most important part of that X-Force team. Yes, one of the best, if not the best, war offense teams in the game, and she is the MVP of that team, in my opinion. Also a very good team for Blitz, and X23 herself, very, very good real-time PvP character, and just a beast there. Let's go take a look at her kit, see what makes her rock so much. We have a passive here, and I actually done all of the T4s for X23, but I think the best one is gonna be her passive. Her special, her ultimate, also very, very good T4s, and she has a very good basic, but pretty much for PvP. You're not using this a lot in war. You're not using this basic a lot in Blitz as well. But yes, still a very, very good character. Now her T4 recommendations. I have Raider class on my X23. 38% of the users also have that Raider class, but 54% have that Striker class on her. So very good character. Also one of the keys to unlocking Dr. Octopus, which is one of these great legendary characters as well. And if you want to farm some X23, she is available in the War Store.
Number 9.
And holding on to his number 9 spot from last month is our boy Corvus Glaive, important member of that Black Order team, and that Black Order team is all over the place. Arena offense, arena defense, War, either on offense or defense, they're a beast wherever you use them. They're auto win on 8.3 in Blitz, and yeah, even in the raids, Corvus Glaive is still used there. And let's go ahead and take a look at his kit. Boom, see what makes him so good. I think the T4s, the best use of his T4 is going to be on this basic right here because it gives more damage to the rest of the Black Order. His basic is also very good T4 for his basic if you're pairing him with Proxima Midnight. And of course, one of the best things he does, he is a Black Order member, which means that he gives Thanos that Mind Stone, which gives him that empowered state. So very, very good character. And if you want to put a Iso-8 class on him, most of the community, including myself, has that Striker class on him. And if you want to farm some Corvus Glaive of your own to complete that Black Order team, if you already have the rest of the members, well, you can farm Corvus in the Arena store.
Number 8.
And coming in at number 8 this month, falling one spot from last month, is our second Black Order character on the list this month. It is the wife of Corvus Glaive, Proxima Midnight, coming in at number 8 this month. Very, very good character. And like the rest of the Black Order, she gives Thanos a stone, which makes him empowered. She gives a space stone, and very, very important part of this team. She has an awesome kit, slightly better than Corvus Glaive, which is why she gets a slightly higher rating, but using her all over the place, pretty much the same places that I'm using Corvus Glaive. Arena offense, arena defense, war, either on offense or defense. Blitz, they're very good. I am using Black Order in the raids, and let's go take a look at her kit. Boom. She has a few T4s that I would recommend. The first would probably be this passive right here, because this gives more focus to herself and the rest of the Black Order. That basic, if you're pairing her with Corvus Glaive, works very, very good. The basics for each of them have some good synergy with each other. And the last that I would recommend, not least, is this ultimate, because it's going to do more damage and also reducing the speed bar of the enemies as well. So very, very good T4s. 3 that I really like for Proxima Midnight right here. And yes, kind of a backup character for Dark Dimension 3 if you're looking for another character with that skill tag. You have a lot of skill gear and don't really know where to use. Well, Proxima is a character that is a good candidate for using that skill gear. But the best class for her Iso-8, most of the community, including myself, has a skirmisher tag on her. And if you want to farm some Proxima Midnight, she is available on Doom 2.9.
Number 7.
And making his debut this month at the number 7 spot is Taskmaster. Now, this is a case where he has an awesome kit, one of the best kits in the game. But the reason he is debuting at this number 7 spot is I don't really use him too many places. If this list was just based on their kit, he would land in a much higher spot. But where he falls short is usage right now. And the only real place that I'm using him is on war defense. He is the key to one of the best war defense teams, those Mercs. Yeah. Also very good in Blitz, also good in PvP. If you're playing a lot of PvP, he's a great choice. Like I said, his kit is awesome. It's just the usage where he falls a little bit. Now, your Taskmaster might be rated a lot higher than mine if you're using him a lot more, but I know some people are taking him in Dark Dimension if you don't have a lot of skill characters. He's kind of orange gear intensive, so I'm not sure if I would recommend him for even for Dark Dimension. But yeah, great character, great kit. Let's go take a look at this kit because we've been talking about this so much. We got to see why it is so good. And as we take a look at his kit, we see why he has landed at this number 7 spot, despite really not using this character a lot. His kit is so good. He has the ability to blind up to 3 characters on turn 1. He has the ability to stun with the rebound chain on turn 2 with his special, and his basic can steal 3 positive effects. So much that he can do. Very, very strong kit, and I wish I was able to use this character more because this kit is so good. A couple T4s that I have in him right now is in his passive. This helps his assist now chance on every Merc villain's turn. I also have a T4 in his ultimate right here. Helps with the secondary, helps with the damage. Also applies an extra blind to another target there. Don't have the T4s for his basic and his special, but if you're using him a lot more than I am, then yeah, that can be justified. Now, as far as Iso-8 recommendations, I have the skirmisher tag on him. About 48% of the community does, and this is the most popular choice, but there's about 40% of the community that has a raider tag on Taskmaster. So both of these are very viable Iso-8 class choices, and if you want to farm Taskmaster, he recently became farmable on Doom 3.9.
Number 6.
And I am hella excited that Hela is still on this list at the number 6 spot. Even though she fell down 1 spot, she still has one of the best kits in the game. And kind of like Taskmaster, she's falling on this spot, this number 6 spot, because of usage. If we just base this on kits, she would probably land in the top 3 somewhere. But I'm not really using Hela and the Asgardians as much as I once was, which is why she continues to fall despite her awesome kit and her awesome combo duo with Greg there. Now, great character with the Asgardians, and Asgardians are traditionally meant as a war defense team, although a lot of people are making hybrid teams, so some people are even using Hela on war offense, but Asgardian is still a great blitz team. 8.3 auto sim, yes, she's one of the best PvP characters out there, yes. And if you get your hand on Hela with some other teams, they can wreck very early on in PvP. And Dark Dimension, because of her synergy with Greg and her always summoning Greg, yeah, she's always gonna have a place in a DD3 rotation. So very, very good character. And she is a villain mystic controller, which means that she can unlock Phoenix. She's also an Asgardian, which means that she unlocks Black Bolt, and Black Bolt unlocks Ebony Maw. So she is the key to 3 great legendary characters. And as we take a look at the kit of Hela and see why she is so good, well, one of them has to do with this passive right here, always summoning undead Asgardian, aka Greg, and every time he dies, well, she's gonna summon a new one. And her passive is a very good T4 recommendation. Probably my 3rd choice though. The first choice would be Death Knives, one of the best moves in her kit right here. Available on turn 1, spreading negative effects all over the place. This special is another T4 that I've done, and it goes disruptive for 2 turns instead of 1. So we've got 3 T4s in Hela. I think the best though is Death Knives, then Command Undead, then Goddess of Death. I've not done her basic. And if you want some recommendations for Hela, well, the majority of the community, as well as myself, has the Raider class on Hela. And if you want to farm Hela, she's not an early farm, but I think one of the most important nodes that you want to get to as an earlier and mid-game player is to get that 3 stars on Villain 7-6, which means you can unlock Hela and start transitioning to more of a mid-game roster, more of an end-game roster, because you can unlock those 3 legendaries with Hela. So as soon as you can farm Villain 7-6, get to it, because Hela is that valuable for your roster.
Number 5.
All right, and coming in number 5 this month, also falling 1 spot, is one of the most future-proof characters in all of Marvel Strike Force, and that is our boy Mr. Sinister. His ability to clone is going to keep him in the meta for a long, long time, so this is one character that I think you could invest pretty confidently in and not have him get power creep very, very soon. And I'm using Mr. Sinister all over the place, and it's pretty much because of his clone mechanic that he is on this list, though. His kit is that good because of the ability to clone, and I'm using him in War on D. The Marauders are one of the top, if not the top war defensive teams in Marvel Strike Force right now. They're also awesome in Blitz, and I still see Mr. Sinister in Arena sometimes as well on defense. I don't use him personally, I'm using the Black Order, but I still see him there, and he could be very, very tricky if he's cloning the wrong character. Also, I know some people are using him in PvP, and he is great in there because of his ability to clone, and not one of the worst choices for Dark Dimension either. And again, a lot of it has to do with the clone ability, but he does have longer cooldowns, so might not be the best choice for Dark Dimension. But yeah, still a very good character, and a lot of that value comes from this move right here, clone. And when we're talking about T4s, this is probably where you should invest all of your T4, or if you only have 1 T4 to invest, this is the one to do, clone. This is gonna make all of the clone's abilities at that T4 level, so very, very important. I've done all these T4s because I'm heavily investing in this character. I think he's gonna be great for a while. His basic is also very good. His special is also very good. If you need to skip one, maybe the basic, but like I said, I've done all of them because I think his kit is very good, and you can invest pretty confidently in Mr. Sinister because of that clone mechanic. Now, there's pretty much one Iso-8 class that everybody has on him, including myself, and that is the healer class. But if you want to farm Mr. Sinister, not the easiest choice of a place to farm. He is in the War Store, which is a pretty difficult place to farm because there's a lot of great characters there. There's a lot of characters that unlock legendaries, and you have a gear in there as well. Gear 15s, gear 14, all those mini uniques guys. So yes, not easy to farm, but once you get a chance, he's a good character. He will benefit your roster a lot.
Number 4.
And we are at number 4 with Venom, falling 2 spots from last month. Still a very good character, still a very important part of this symbiote team. But when we're talking about characters that can be replaced on that symbiote team when making hybrid teams, I think you need to leave in symbiote, Spider-Man, Anti-Venom, and Carnage, and then Venom, Scream, they can be replaced. So even though he's great, even though I'm using him all over the place, these other characters just are a little better. But Venom, still a very good character at that number 4 spot. And as symbiotes, they are used all over the place by me. In the raids, the Greeks, the Ultimuses, they are all over the place in the raids. They're in war on offense, taking out a lot of teams. There are guys, still a very auto sim 8.3 blitz team in the symbiotes as well. So very good, and is a good character for Dark Dimension as well. Maybe not one of the best characters for the City Lane, because I think those symbiote, Spider-Man, Carnage, and Anti-Venom should be a little higher than Venom. But if you got the alien sports, if you got all that city gear, all that orange gear, and you need another character to take up, I think he is good in that 4th spot for Dark Dimension. And of course, guys, he is a Spider-Verse character, which means that he unlocks the legendary Shuri. So let's go take a look at his kit, guys, and see why he is so good. You got abundance of options on turn 1. You got the ability to spread debuffs from the primary target to adjacent targets with his ultimate. You have a turn 1 ability block available with his special, and you could flip debuffs, 2 of them, 2 positive effects into negative effects on the enemies with his basic. So a lot of options on turn 1, and I did 2 T4s on this character. The first was his special, because that extends the bleeds for 2 turns instead of just 1 turn. And also I did the T4 on his basic. Now on his surface, 50% damage doesn't seem like a lot, but I'm using this basic a lot, so it does make sense. Plus it's affecting his assist and counterattack damage, so that will affect him when you have the Iso-8, and most of the community has the Iso-8 class of striker on him, which makes this basic even more deadly because he's doing that a lot more. So very, very good character. And if you want to farm Venom to complete your symbiotes, guys, Venom is available on Nexus 6-9.
Number 3.
And one of the best characters in all of Marvel Strike Force finally becoming farmable and making her debut at the number 3 spot this month. It is Minerva. Yeah, she is the best healer in Marvel Strike Force right now, and I'm using her all over the place daily, every single day in Ultimate 7.5 as part of my first non-symbiote team that I'm always bringing into there. The team with Ebony Maw that has very good against hero controllers. Yeah, and Greeks, whenever I could use her, she is going into that node and doing some damage there. Also a great pick for Dark Dimension because of her percent-based damage and healing that she does with her ultimate, and great PvP character, not just for the healing, but also because of her ability to resurrect a character if something happens. War, she's a pretty good war character as well, depending on what team you have her on, and once in a while I'm still seeing her in arena. Let's go take a look at her kit though. Boom, and yeah, she does a lot right there. Enemy ally death, she fills her speed bar for 25%. Enemy death, well, she's gonna heal the most injured non-summon ally for 15% of this character's max health. And I recently got an extra star, a red star on Minerva, and yeah, that healing helps a lot. Her ultimate, we talked about it, very good character, redistributing and stealing 15% health, percent-based damage, guys. That is helpful in all the Dark Dimensions. And yeah, resurrection with this special as well. No T4 recommendations. All her kit is very, very good. You don't even need T4s in her. I have 0 T4s in Minerva right now. And if you want a Iso-8 recommendations for the best healer in the game, well, healer. This is like an obvious choice. And if you want a farmer, unfortunately, is not a very friendly store to farm a character in. It is a war store, but yeah, as soon as you're done with some of these other characters that could unlock some legendary characters, as soon as you have your gear, yeah, start getting some Minerva shards because, like I said, best healer in the game.
Number 2.
And the Mad Titan is back up again to the number 2 spot, moving up 1 spot from last month. And just like the rest of the Black Order characters on this list, I am using him all over the place, probably a little more with Thanos because I use a combo of Ebony Maw and Thanos in more places than I do that full Black Order team. But yeah, Black Order, awesome on arena offense, arena defense, war defense, wherever you want to use them, they will do some damage for you. And I'm using him all the time in the raids as well. Thanos and Minerva, Ebony Maw are a great combo also in the raids, but also on a full Black Order team as well. Also not a bad choice for Dark Dimension. And yeah, great PvP character, especially when you're pairing him with Ebony Maw. Let's go take a look at his kit, because we're actually looking at two kits here. One is for normal Thanos, and I think the best move right here for normal Thanos is going to be this passive right here. I think it is worth that T4, distributing 2 ability energy on enemy death for any self or adjacent cosmic ally. And we're talking about empowered Thanos. The rest of these T4s are awesome. The special, ultimate, both very good moves. You could argue all day about which one is better, but eventually I think you should get both of these. And then this basic, not that great on its surface, but if you're using Thanos as much as I am, and you're using this basic as much as I am, it does make sense to go ahead and T4 this thing. So I went ahead and T4 all of Thanos' abilities. And like most of the community, I have that Raider Iso-8 class on Thanos. And as soon as you get the rest of the Black Order, I think you should start working on Thanos even before you get to him. He is available on Nexus 8, 9, and you should start to work on Thanos as soon as possible, because normal Thanos, empowered Thanos, they're both great, and they're both going to help you in whatever game mode that you need help in.
Number 1.
And coming in that number 1 spot again is Carnage, and he is making this spot not because his kit is so solid. If you look at some of these characters like Taskmaster, like Hela, like Minerva, they have better kits than Carnage. But what makes Carnage so high on this list consistently every month is because I'm using these symbiotes all over the place. And he is part of that initial 3 with Carnage, Symbiote, Spider-Man, and Anti-Venom. So he is a little more valuable, in my opinion, than Venom. But Carnage does a lot, guys. I'm using the symbiotes with Carnage in the raids, whether it be Ultimus or the Greeks. They are awesome anywhere that you can use them. Awesome in Blitz, full auto 8.3 sim mode, and they're great in war as well. He's also a very good pick for Dark Dimension 3, probably the second best city character that I would recommend right after Symbiote Spider-Man, mainly because of his passive though, and also a good choice for PvP, especially with characters like Hela that have Greg that are dying a lot. He could be a problem for a lot of characters there. And of course, he does have that Spider-Verse tag, which means that he can unlock the legendary Shuri. But let's go ahead and take a look at his kit, see why it is so solid, guys. Boom. Mainly, it's because of this move right here, his passive. When an enemy drops below 25% health, fill speed bar by 30% for this character and all symbiote allies, guys. And that is a highly recommended T4. That is one that I did. I also did a T4 for his basic because I'm using that basic a lot. I'm using that basic more than his special, more than his ultimate. And yeah, great character. Now, as far as the Iso-8s, there's one class that really dominates, and that is the Skirmisher class. So yeah, very good character. But unfortunately, if you want to farm some Carnage and really complete that symbiote team, it's available where a lot of these characters are available, guys, in that very crowded war store. And there's the list for January of 2021, guys, the first list of the year. Let me know your thoughts and agree, disagree, let me know in the comments, guys. Like I said, very highly subjective list, and a lot of this was based on my personal usage over the past month. So if you made a list, probably looked very different than mine. So let me know your top 10 as well. As always, guys, it has been very fun. I will see you guys next time, and I hope we'll see you guys on the Valley Club on Twitch in the morning, guys. That is twitch.valleyflyin.com. That'll get you right to the Twitch page there. And yeah, join the Valley Club in the morning, guys. I will see you guys next time. Share this with your friends and check out some of my other videos before you go, guys. And give me a Hulk fist bump. ValleyFlyin out.